everyone receive is a reflection of us.
Welcome. The world is in such interesting times. But I saw a recent YouTube channel or video clip from a specific person, and it really brought interest to me. And with all the spiritual nature of things, aside from what we see on television, the political debates, the violence and anger, we must look at the other side of the coin. Those who are harboring the high vibrational speeches, the God has planned for you type TikToks, or this is meant for you, this video, these types of things. And we hear a lot about high vibrations. And this specific message talked about how to harness yourself in the moment, rather than create high vibrational environments for everything. If you're sad, create a high vibration. If you're angry, you're in low vibration. You must make it high. What she mentioned, and I don't know where she has her information, I just use what I've been given. And the way I like to think of this as well is, it's spot on. For years and many times we have been told that God loves us, that Source Creator loves us, and we should love ourselves for who we are. We shouldn't have to change ourselves to be someone else. So why should our vibration be any different? Why should we have to always be in a state of high vibration when we know high pressure and high vibration creates cracks and fractures? I think this is the point. If you are consistently vibrating at a high oscillation or a high frequency, you will create ripples and fractures within inside your own very soul. Maybe this is the point to the other side of the coin. To have people trying to vibrate at that level that they invite things in. Perhaps. But I liked how she explained it. I like how she meant it's not about raising your vibration. It's about accepting who you are. It's about reuniting yourself with the wholeness. When we look at knowledge, whether it's from esoteric or spiritual symbology, we know that the sun is a circle and a dot. We know that God is a circle. So is the number 0, which represents wholeness, completion. And that's what it's about. Whereas we know vibration and frequency creates chaos. And that's what I feel this all is. About shaming yourself that you shouldn't feel low. These types of environments are the other side of the coin. It is the TikTok fads and the YouTube things that create this. And I wonder, in most situations like this, what does a lot of the past 5 years have to say about it? Not only that, we see a lot of videos and influencers or content creators, if you will, and they're all talking about specific things. Whether it's things happening to the body like skin tags or blood types, what you should eat and what you shouldn't. But why? Where does this come from? It must have been created. And I think that the bodies are creating reactions, whether it is to new frequencies of Mother Gaia or specific reactions from certain things. I'll give you an example. My recent tendencies have put me to eat a lot of sugar. It was strange because I felt like I needed to eat so much of it. Not to the point of diabetic level, but it just felt like I needed it. Not an addiction, but a hunger, you might say. So I did. I tried to balance it with certain things, but nothing got rid of it. It was just there, consistently. And then one day, the other day, it just stopped. Like I chose to eat better and have more fruit juices, whether it's beetroots and these sorts of things. And I invited that in. And then the desire and the craving for that sugar stopped. I don't know whether this was an imbalance within my own body or a specific frequency that I believe was being targeted upon the earth. To me, I think it's more that. I think we are being bombarded with so much, whether it's 5G or negative frequency or controlling, to control people's minds to eat unhealthy, do certain things, react a certain way, create more violence. These are what is happening around the world. Chaos. But not chaos in a good way. This is structured chaos, created so that people don't know the difference. Perhaps it's God's way of testing us to see whether we are imbalanced, whether we lose faith and fall within a system. I don't know. It's quite strange, really. But I like to think that there are a lot of things trying to convince people that they do have it. Again, we must come back to the ability of what the mind is capable. If the mind believes so much that it is real, then they create it. So they flood the market with these false narratives of spirituality, of false diseases, so more and more people believe they have it. Why? So they get stuck in the system of medical and medication. If you believe you're sick, you will create yourself to be that. So it's regaining yourself. It's not falling victim or prey to something that may or may not be. But it is strange when you watch the algorithm at play and which way it's trying to lead you. But then when I looked at this message that she said, it rings true. How many false lights are there that tell you you need to be vibrating? But then on the flip side, we have other healers and teachers that tell us we must embrace our negativity. We must adapt and merge with it. Be a part of us, not shame or shun its light. For the darkness is our light. It is who we are. We don't need to change our vibration. We need to just grow and rise together within it. I think the more and more people that try to believe their vibration is high at a certain point are leading down the wrong path. I believe we can live a high vibrational life by the food that we eat, the messages we try to share. But as with everything, we treat it as such and not adopt its principle 100%. So what do you do? Do you believe someone to be true? Do you believe wholeness is where we are? That maybe Source and God keeps testing us? I feel the changes. The sudden shifts in the environment, in the energy, the fluctuations. And I'm sure you do too. And it's fascinating because I write these so it is a visual diary or an audio diary of the events that are occurring in the day. I feel the more and more that we go down this path, the weirder it's going to get. However, something new is coming. Something positive for the new year. I think it's a mental shift to see where our minds are focused on. Which way do we believe? And all of these avenues. I'm curious to know what you think of this high vibrational awareness. And is it just that? An awareness that we can vibrate higher, but not all the time. As with everything in moderation, parts to a whole. At least that is what I believe. So it is with that, I leave you with peace and love. Take care.